That's
bright
mean.
lights. Hello,
That's
everyone,
mean.
and welcome to Devstream 132. For the next hour, we're going to be talking Warframe. How's it going, guys?
That straw's like really close to your microphone.
This?
I don't know. Like I don't know if they're
Please
picking up
don't
that
consume-
before. My
No, it doesn't- you guys can't
eyes
hear
are
this.
still
Can you hear it?
adapting.
Stop
hear it?
Sheldon.
Really
Sheldon.
like.
Oh yeah. So,
It's 2019. We don't make jokes about smoothies, okay?
oh okay.
It's just,
Yeah, smoothie jokes
Smoothie
around.
jokes, yeah.
All right.
yeah, that was a 2018 thing.
All right.
Well,
They weren't too enthused about the idea because I don't think they had thought about it much, but
you know,
killed it.
we're
Like,
giving
it
our
came out
pirate
amazingly.
the
Yeah.
most glamorous pirate look to date. If you go to the next image now, Dean, you can see the standalone. He is a captain.
Necros's chains.
Okay.
We're having a bit of a heated discussion with the tech animator and Ray just about how we're going to set this up. But we think we can do it, so.
You think
as,
okay.
Well, just as usual.
Oh, no, it's fine, it's fine. The arbitrations with Update 26, we are adding a few more rewards and moving some rewards around. We're finally releasing the Iatan sculpture that has been sitting in Cetus since launch. So soon you'll be able to, these prices might be placeholders, so don't get excited about anything just yet. But definitely get excited about the Iatan car statue. It's finally coming out. You will have your way to get an Iatan. This Vitus Essence price, maybe placeholder.
Actually looks really cool.
Don't focus on the price.
They did the math, and the platinum you have, your cheated platinum,
My
is
own.
worth $30 million.
I'm a $30 million girl. It's just, it comes with the territory. So it's, that's how they pay me, guys. I haven't received. You'll have the ability to check out what he has to offer. You'll see the Vasca Kavat Echo Lure. You'll see the pheromone for the different rarities. And then you'll see the curative, which is built into the mechanic of how you actually obtain a Vasca Kavat for yourself. So not only is it a conservation,
What are you laughing at?
People are T-Sony?
T-Soni, T-Sonai,
T-Sonai.
T-Sonai.
He lives in the Derelicts.
He was in the derelict.
Sony.
Oh
That's our
my
very
God.
favorite character.
Oh
Kavat floofs. Whether you want the green
Okay, all right.
or the demon-looking one, or just the basic.
Let's see the
Hostia.
green one again.
The green
Kind
one.
of looks like a pea bag.
Yeah, like a bag
course.
of peas.
Yeah, a bag of peas.
Frozen peas.
So we're not going to do anything that will increase sustained DPS or anything on paper that can skew that, because the spirit behind them is always about utility. So when you think utility, what we've come up with for primary rifles in particular are things like stability, ammo, silencing, zoom, and aim glide. So that's sort of the spirit behind them. I
We'll
think
get some build diversity.
yeah, so last Devstream, you may have seen reload on there, and we've chosen to remove that. That is our choice, just based on the spirit of utility. So just And Steve, you've been soliciting Twitter for data spike names, and ultimately,
And ultimately, we call it Parazon.
what is the Parazon?
The Parazon is a blade that is universal to all Warframes, that is used for ciphering into consoles, as well as brutalizing enemies.
It's used for reviving your teammates.
It's used for reviving, it's used for capturing.
Your UI, your companions will get their own section, your gear will get its own section, and we're finally going to expose Arcwing and K-Drive, because these have been really buried under the current arsenal layout, so everything will be exposed. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about...
Are coming up.
We're going to talk first about the Skana. You're going to see some new stats from anything from range to heavy attack windup, radius, and follow through. These are all, some are new mechanics, and some are things that we're just exposing that have always been there. So for phase 2, sorry, I'll try and speak as clearly and slowly as possible about the 14 sections you can look forward to reading on the forums. But I'm just going to do a quick blast now, and then we'll do piece by piece as we go through and actually play it. First of all, as it is now on live, you guys know that you can shoot your weapon, you can quickly go into melee mode, and then you can go back to your weapon. So this is staying, but we're also giving a 2-in-1 basically. If you hold weapon swap, bam, now you're in your melee mode. Manual blocking is yours again. You can aim glide with your melee weapon. It's all back, it's just a state change now. So it's the best of both worlds. So you'll have the ability to just go right back to your quick melee will still exist. Is going to prevent 100% of incoming damage, but the angle is what matters. So if I had enemies firing at me from a 55-degree angle from point of my weapon, that's what I would be able to block. Again, sword and shield weapons have more, daggers have less. It's all balanced according to basically the bulk of the weapon.
Can you explain that to me? Sorry. what's the angle mean? The angle 50. What is 55?
55 degrees, literally. It's literally a degree.
Oh,
So
I
if you
see. I
took
see like a cone out from
Warframe University offers.
How much slop there is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
The fa-
cone.
Generally, the smaller the weapon, the tighter the angle
the
is.
angle.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did go out in the parking lot.
You can't stop the combo on live right now. Once you put the animation in, the animation finishes, and then you can do things. Two types of combo interrupts are coming using your dodge. So the first one is if you're just playing and you want to dodge right away, you can now stop melee animations with your dodging. So that's completely new. So if you're doing a combo and then you're like, oh no, I want to stop that, that's new. That really helps with fluidity. It's kind of crazy going from dev to live right now. You can do tactical dodging. So this is dodging, but it's a way shorter distance. So instead of going a full roll, you just go a little bit. Because the theory is it's more intuitive. You want to be in combat range if you're blocking. You're blocking something close to you. Your tactical dodge will just cover less distance.
Oh, great.
Stance changes. We've covered this in the last one, but it didn't. So it's not too. I don't want to go over it too much. But if you're moving forward and attacking with melee, you'll be going forward. If you're standing still, your attacks are a bit more concentrated on the close area because it's more intuitive.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's really. And again, Wukong already has this live, so I don't want to spend too much time on that.
Yep, but it's streamlined,
Yep.
and you're going to see more of the cooler attacks for less like mental energy.
Yes. So if I can go get some enemies, I know sometimes. I guess I could start at a bounty, but. So if I block, I'm doing all incoming damage is being blocked. I'm just going to do a little Ember Blast there.
From 55.
And you can see I'm at 7 with my combo counter. This is now a resource, so if I were to heavy attack this dude, he's going to get what we're calling the lifted status. So enemies go in the lifted status, and then you can juggle them, hit them, pull off more combos to really have more style. Prove it?
prove it.
No, I won't
Let's
be
see-
proving.
let's see
I
you
won't be
juggle
proving.
some.
If they live,
If
they're open for more.
Yeah. So this guy, I missed him, but
He's going fishing.
he's going fishing. Ground, but instead of doing the crazy ragdolling with some exceptions to certain weapons, you're going to be doing more staggering, so you can go in with a bit more of a melee combo. And this guy, maybe I can get a little finisher on him. Yep. All right. So you can see now that I have my combo counter build up.
A little bit of polish there will help
So
communicate that.
the key is just to have a way more fluid, fast, responsive combo system that is using the combo not only as a sort of a resource for you to have more damage, more effect with the lifted status, but it allows your combo attacks to actually be always hitting and chaining the next enemy. Enemies will. Oh, I'm trying to see if I can get someone here. Let's get these guys.
Oh, totally.
And someone says melee counter, oh please, the Adarex only knows spin to win. So that's a really good point that is covered in the dev workshop because spinning isn't going away, it's not going anywhere. But basically what we've recognized is the tools we've given you have made spin to win the optimal way to play with melee. Nothing else comes close, the mods, the crit stacking, the combo counter, and it's just not as engaging and really not as Warframe as every other animation, every other tool we've put in. So we're trying to rectify spin to win being the only option by changing everything to bring melee back to a more combo-based, cohesive, effective system. So damage is being increased, range is finally being exposed. There's just style and lethality pretty much everywhere. This is an unmodded Skana, not that it really matters because these are level 10 enemies. But at the end of the day, that's kind of the choices we've brought back with the melee sword alone version and the blocking, or being able to just do fast melee as well. So yes, lots has covered in the 14-page Google Doc, 14 sections. Yes, channeling is gone. Weapon stats, mastery limits are all changing. Mods are being rebalanced. Things like covert lethality are actually being taken out of melee entirely, and we're moving them to the. I'm just going to abort the mission quickly. Whoopsies. To the Parazon system. So really focused single-use utility things are being put elsewhere into the game on the heels of what's coming in update 26. Having a one-shot kill thing really kind of limits options for melee overall if everything dies when one hit. So the Parazon and what it will do would bring that one-shot kill design to the dagger that everyone will have, so you won't have to just use a dagger item. But it's also changing the way we're approaching the idea of a one-shot kill thing. It's going to be a bit different, of course, in what you actually use it for and who you use it on. So expect lots of change in update 26 at the end of the day. Phase 2 is coming. It's 14 pages. The options for melee players are going to, respecking everything. It's going to be a new melee system, and it's awesome, and it's fluid, and the combos you can pull off now, and the style you can do it with, and your weapon variety will just simply increase because every weapon is getting a damage increase. So there won't be those 3 or 4 meta weapons you feel you have to use. You'll just figure out what the next best thing is.
And it'll be perfectly balanced, and we won't need
Yeah.
to do any hot fixes.
We won't have to do a single hotfix. Everything will be perfect on release. There won't be any reason to. We're actually going to. So you can see here. If you don't know what this is, you'll have to go watch. But we got ourselves a Goss Prex card, and we brought 3 other art pieces to show today. And maybe you can
more
talk
of
to
them.
us a
3
little.
other. I didn't agree to that.
What did you agree to?
I just said show 1.
Well, I'm showing 3. So yes. So
Slowpokes.
no one has this yet, but you will in a future update.
Rare chasing. Who will it be?
Who will it be?
Well, this will be the next update.
Next update, update 26.
Yep, not in a future update, in the next update.
Update 26.
There'll be another one in the next update, won't there?
It'll be
There sure will.
my Coup Village agent.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
So, right, and so currently, you're not going to be generating your own. Just to make that clear, you can see the little dev tag here. We're showing you the dev build. How Matisse came to live was he was spiked with Kuva and sent into battle, hopefully, to be sacrificed to Tenno. And so he has
he got chomped.
iron skin.
He got.
Yep, he got gobbled up. So there's a lot of Warframes, and they all kind of correlate to certain sort of permutations
Yeah.
of the liches as they stand now.
Yep.
With some, you can see debug menu stuff there. With the really
the
cool
here.
thing about them, the challenging thing about them is that they are considered to be immortals. If you have played War Within, and you know a little bit about the story of Kuva and kind of read between the lines, it is the sort of the old blood of the ancients, and this is used to give Orokin immortality. So these guys are immortal, and they are not killable in the traditional way of Warframe. So DPS ultimately is not the solution, although it certainly helps you fight them off if they should show up and try to murder you mid-mission. So that is where the Parazon comes in. And so the Parazon, as you can see, the UI is a little bit broken here right now because we're showing you the dev build. But the
it's
Parazon is going to have a set of what we're calling Immortal Mods. And these are tie into the Orokin mythology we haven't really shown you guys. These are part of this Kuva mythology. And if you're following along in the game, things like Man on the Wall and stuff will start to kind of tie together here a little bit as we play our extremely long game with how the Man on the Wall relates to the overall story arc of Warframe and the years past and the years to come, I hope. So each of these Immortal Mods need to be tested on his thralls and on him to figure out exactly what is the for lack of a better word, what is the invocation and action to permanently destroy the Lich? So this is
So does that have to do with the symbol that we're seeing on the Immortal Mod?
which Immortal Mods you have equipped.
I see.
And when you kill a henchman, or maybe even when you kill them, you are going to spike them with the Parazon and invoke these phrases and see which components work and which don't. So if you think about it, you have almost like this kind of like, for lack of a better term, you kind of have this spell that you need to figure out to finally destroy them, which is kind of influenced by the Lich and the kind of vampire mythology of these and the old blood mythology. You're going to see blood staining your solar map, and that blood stain will correspond to regions where their thralls are basically stealing rewards from you. So you might finish a mission if you have a Lich assigned to you, and they will say, thanks for that. And they'll be accumulating kind of like a dragon's hoard of things that they've stolen from you. And when you go and finally figure out the invocation, the kill phrase to kill them, you are going to get most of that back. What that will mean is that every now and then they will have a kind of a mysterious stranger type perk from, say, like the Fallout series, where they will come in when you most need it. It won't be like a Spectre necessarily. It will be a little less predictable. And some of the predictability may increase as you accumulate more of them. But if you want to have them working for you, you can basically kind of like uncorrupt the Kuva within them, and then they will be your ally.
Warframe.
You're the Lich. Well, these are
Bane
kind of like finishers that
backbreaker.
the Liches can do to you during the boss fights. And we kind of thought this was a good opportunity to do the power reversal,
That's right.
for enemy types.
Yes.
So yeah, they're gonna have kind of like these kind of states that they go into.
Oh no 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 no! Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
And that's again War Within reference there as well, which
Yeah.
is really
Yeah.
interesting.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
yeah. And I think oh yeah, that's too.
Two more before.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, so.
Yep.
So these ones will
King of
convert to
the ring.
ragdoll. So it's a way to kind of also
Ring.
it's a gameplay device to kind of reset the space, the distance between you and the Lich during the fight.
Oh.
Sorry, frames.
Oh,
This is the best one. That was
oh my God.
this is the best one.
And I think they have I think Andrew got this one working really quick. In game. Like
amazing.
it's a bit work in
great.
progress, but.
Do we have some of this in game?
No.